And you're listening to WDBFradio.com.
I wonder, who wrote the book of love? Tell me, who wrote the book of love?
Welcome to Bucks on the Bookshelf with your host, Steve the Bookman Eisenstein. Steve the Bookman Eisenstein has been involved in buying, selling, and appraisals of rare books since 1968. This show has been designed with making money for the listeners in mind. More people know the value of coins, stamps, objects of art, and collectibles they do not own than the values of the books in their home library shelves. Now, here's Steve the Bookman Eisenstein.
Welcome back, book lovers. Captain Hook. Max didn't get...
made it.
Max made it. Okay. Hey, buddy. Welcome. Max, I think you and Michael have been on once before. Am I mistaken? Were you guys on?
Steve.
Yeah, I know. The Air Force wrote memos about my mistakes, but that's another story. I think you guys were on once on an overlapping show, but Michael, Max, Michael. Max.
Michael, where are you?
I'm in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay, all right. I'm from Massachusetts, but I'm in Florida. I'm in Fort Lauderdale right now. Florida.
Oh, you're just a stone's throw from Stephen right now.
Yeah. Max is just a phenomenal bookie. He used to work for a person by the name of Robert Hutel, who ran Hutel Books, a very well-known bookstore in South Florida. He's now got a series, Paper and Gold, on YouTube. It does auctions. And Max, I salute you. I thank you. You were amazing this week. Thank you.
We're not done.
I know that.
I just finished an auction at Faith Farm this morning. We did an auction at 9 o'clock. We had 60 people in that auction this morning.
Whoa.
At 9 in the morning.
Wow.
Must have been some good stuff there.
Yeah. Max, for the purpose of new people in the audience and such, give a little story about why, what we're doing. Max is now going to be on the show once a month, every second Saturday, and his adventures in Bookland are just amazing. So what's been going on? What do you want to bring into the group discussion today?
Well, you know what? That's a great question, Steve. Again, an honor to work with you and be with you on today's show. As you already know, I love being on the show and talking books with you. In the Instagram, Facebook, in the YouTube world of selling books, there's this thing called summer slowdown, where families are going on vacation. Families are going to graduations, and for some odd reason, people think books stop selling, or anything they're selling stops selling. And I'm here to say that's untrue.
Oh, good.
My business of selling books, which involves the major platform of eBay, which involves the major platform of Whatnot, which involves selling on Instagram and Amazon and everybody else. There has been no slowdown on my end of it. That is not a brag. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to say to you, and you already know this, Steve. Steve, when you consign with me, you're giving me top-notch books to sell. I sell books for you, Steve, and that is why there is no summer slowdown. When you have great inventory will always sell. If there is a little bit of a slowdown, then list twice as much and see what happens. List 3 times as much. I'm not at all into this summer slowdown. Woe is me. Let's play the victim game that we're not making money. I don't do that. I don't play that. When things aren't going financially the way I want them, I'm going to shift. I'm going to pivot. I'm going to make another move. And that might be, doubling the amount of inventory I put out on a day or a week basis. But, anyone can check my eBay numbers. You don't have, there's no secret password to check my eBay numbers. On eBay last night, just yesterday on eBay, my store did $1,800. I've done well over 15,000 on eBay in the past 7 days. That does not include Whatnot. And while some people may be listening to this and thinking, what is this guy talking about? I'm not here to make enemies. I'm here to inspire. I'm here to help, and I'm here to assist. So anybody who has any questions can call into you, Steve, and ask me questions about the book business. But as you can see behind me, I surround myself with books, and therefore I sell books.
I'm going to say to you directly with you on the show what I said about it all in the beginning. There are all different kinds of auctions, as we know. Most of us don't have what it takes to go to Sotheby's or Christie's.
Right.
A lot of us have like a PBA or Addison Sarova things. And then there's other really, really good books. Max, you have filled the bill. I would highly recommend to anybody that has similar situations as I am in right now. I'm aging out. I mean, I say that gracefully, yeah, the mistake, I'm not making serious mistakes, but yeah, the aging process comes with, with those kind of things. You have filled the bill for me, and I know that there are a lot of other people out there that are in the identical situation, maybe for different reasons. Max has a way of selling books that I haven't seen in a long time. Especially with today's market, to get 60 people at your own auction on a Saturday morning is a very commendable feat. And I can congratulate you for it, and I thank you for what you're doing. How can people reach you, Max, if they want to talk to you about possibly consigning with you?
Yeah, there's a multitude of ways, Steve. They can get me on Instagram at Common Ground Finds with an S underscore, Common Ground Finds underscore. They can find me on eBay if they want, just Common Ground Finds. It's all one word. They can find me through you if they want to send you an email, Steve. And then, of course, you'll give me their information. I'm not hard to find. I'm located in Deerfield Beach, Florida. Right now, as I said before, I am at Faith Farm Ministries in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We have 3 locations here, and we help men and women battling the addictions of alcohol and drugs. And I put a lot of time in here helping them build and grow their media company and doing the Lord's work for them. And so we do that through books and media, vinyl records, cassette, whatever type of media we do. I am not hard to find. You can find me, and I answer all calls. And anyone who sends me a message, I answer.
I got a thought. With
Oh,
Faith
Michael's
Farm.
got a quick question, Steve.
Go ahead, Michael. Go for it. Yeah, go ahead.
This is something as a rare book binder of 42 years now. I'm probably the dumbest guy you could ever imagine when it comes to I could never be a bookseller. I would lose my shirt and a few other unmentionables. But one thing that has happened, I think it'd be a great topic for you two, both of you. I've had people over the years, actually just about a month ago, somebody came here to my studio and they said, I got a first edition of this book. And it was To Kill a Mockingbird.
Mhm.
And it did say first edition on the back, but what it said on the dust jacket flap, book club edition.
Right. Yeah, there are 3 points to that book, Harper Lee's book. One point is, of course, it's going to say first edition. I believe and then there's going to be a price on the inside dust jacket. But there is a little bit of a debate about the true first edition. There are actually 2 what they are called true first printings, first editions, and one has a review by a virtually unknown writer who did what I believe is the first printing, first edition. And then on the first edition, second printing, I believe it's a more famous writer. I forget her name right this second, but it's another writer who in the 50s, 60s, and 70s was a well-known writer. And that is the review of, I believe, the second printing. But I can tell you this, Michael, I get calls weekly that everybody has a first edition Gone with the Wind. Everybody has a first. Everybody has a first edition.
That's what I'm asking about.
Yeah.
I think that's an issue. Right. And if I may, just real quickly, I don't want to take up time, but I think because of maybe it could be possibly the current economic landscape or whatever. I believe people they're digging and looking for stuff. Oh, grandma had a bunch of books. and they're looking for things maybe to add to their financial base or whatever, but they don't know where to go. And you sound like
Oh,
the perfect place to go. You and
this radio show is the perfect place to go.
well,
What do I have to do? Pay them to call in?
Yeah, yeah, Michael, whether it's Steve or myself, one of the things that and I'm a former high school teacher, Michael. I taught for 18 years before I was doing this full time. But
nice.
one of the things that my business does is I do national consignment. And so people from all over the country will send me pictures or emails of their book collections. And then I will see whether I want to sell it for them or not. And they will be delivered to my door. We will we will sell them, and we will pay them monthly. I have I think at my last count, I had 117 consigners across the country.
Wow, nice.
Including one famous one from Miami you may have heard. Stephen Eisenstein.
Oh, thank you. Miami Beach, where the stars are brighter and the doo-doo is deeper. But on another note, I got a really interesting idea. I don't know how I'm going to toss it to both of you, and you guys figure it out off air. Max, you have a group of people that are looking for things to do and possibly things to learn.
Yeah.
Michael, if you could send Max maybe some links or something, it's a charity, so we're going to say, one charity to another. Could you give them something that they could use? So some of these guys or girls in the program, maybe one of them wants to get into book repair, but they don't know how to go into it. And I'm not talking about, headbands. I'm just talking about the basics of book repair, that when the books come in before they go to Max, or after Max says, hey, if we fix this one up, we can get more for it. Train a group of those people. I think it would. My gut feeling tells me there's potential. Max?
Well, I think there's always potential. One of the greatest risers in the book market right now are definitely 18th and 17th century books. There are more and more book collectors, even younger, in their 20s and 30s. They're now collecting these. And so there is a rise for those books that are 200-300 years old. And as Michael already knows, the older the book, the more work he has to do, because those spines are cracking, the spines are fading, and they do need love. A little TLC. But in my marketplace, I am seeing such a rise. And what I call these books, I call them Rusties and Crusties. And I probably sell Rusties and Crusties 7 days a week. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now I got a question for you. Several questions on those Rusty Crusties. It's like when I buy an old shotgun or something and it needs work, I call it a rusty muffler. You got to clean it up. Okay, in these older books and the younger people that are buying them, not the demographic, but the psychographic. Why are they buying them? What are they buying in older books? Fiction, nonfiction, or just the ability to say, I now have a 220-year-old book or something?
Steve, to make this palpable for all of us listening to this, it's because our technology is surpassing what we do as human beings. Everything is on our phone. We do not touch anything anymore. And people love the tactile feeling of touching a book again, flipping the page of a book from 1824, feeling that soft, feathery paper. They like the history. So much so, one of the greatest things happening on eBay right now is the sale of old typewriters. The market of old typewriters is booming once again. It did this in the 90s. It plateaued out, but it's now booming again, because the younger generation, they want to know what their grandfathers, their great grandmothers used, and the technology of a typewriter. It's almost like a technological toy.
Let me ask you a question. Is Bryce still in town?
He is. He doesn't leave for another 2 weeks.
Okay, we're going to get together again one more time. I have two typewriters and another load of books. We'll talk off
Yeah,
air.
yeah.
I mean, this could be a heavier load than usual, Max. I've decided that you are doing a better job with the warehouse books than I am, and I'm doing what I'm doing best with the rare stuff from the
Yeah,
mansion.
yeah.
Well,
So, I mean, I'm ready to really, I'm not saying rent a cargo van the next time, but we might talk about that. I
Okay.
really need space. And I'll tell you something else. It'd probably be in the next week. Otherwise, it's got, if I'm going to do this, I'll let you know in the next day or so. It would be before the 16th because that's when the rent is due on the second
That's fine.
warehouse.
I can
No?
send, I can, we'll talk after the show, but I'll send Bryce Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday for you.
All right, we'll talk about that. Don't put it on the
And yeah, and
calendar yet,
Michael
but
had a question. Michael had a
go ahead,
question.
Michael.
so you mentioned about training some people in, and I know
Mhm.
both you and Max can appreciate this. So historical correctness. I know I would almost be certain that both of you have had books restored, repaired. That
No, I'm an as is it. We're going to come back to this. We got about 30 seconds before we got to hit a break.
okay,
I personally, I'm an as is-er.
okay.
For a long time. If I had it rebound and red, somebody would tell me, "Oh boy, I wish you had it rebound and brown. I would have bought it." But we got to hit a break. We'll
Okay.
be back after these commercial breaks. Pick it up.
Prayer for peace. I wonder who wrote the book out loud? Tell me, who wrote the book of love?
Welcome to Bucks on the Bookshelf with your host, Steve the Bookman Eisenstein. Steve the Bookman Eisenstein has been involved in buying, selling, and appraisals of rare books since 1968. This show has been designed with making money for the listeners in mind. More people know the value of coins, stamps, objects of art, and collectibles they do not own than the values of the books in their home library shelves. Now, here's Steve the Bookman Eisenstein.
Welcome back, book lovers. Not now. Welcome back, book lovers. Michael, before you pick it up from where we left off, is there, what I've been asking in the beginning of this, I'm not sure I said it directly enough, is there a basic video that you can share with Faith Farms about basic book repair? If some of the people there see it, I have a feeling, I have a gut feeling that there's a future Sutcliffe and Sandgorsky or Zaschendorf or Zanesdorf in the group. And I think that would add a dimension that, while they're being taught and shown things there, this is something that has never been offered there before, I presume. Max, correct?
Michael's going to have to come down here and give us firsthand knowledge on this.
Yeah, I'll send my jet.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. I do have a teachable.com account. And here, I'm just going to be really blunt about this. I have 15 students currently, literally around the world. Dubai, Bangladesh, Tasmania, Western Australia, Canada, Asia, all over America. Here's my conundrum. My conundrum is if I make a teachable video to teach something, and I have these students who are paying me tuition,
I hear you.
I can't transgress that.
No, I understand that. And I'm not saying make a video. Is there something they could be referred to?
Well,
Obviously,
here's something, if I may. I don't mean to interrupt, but just if I may. Your point earlier, and Max, I want to know if you agree with this as a premier bookseller, is maybe I could, and I've actually asked all of my students if they're okay with this, and they're like, yeah, I think so. Maybe I would make a video that deals strictly with the very fine repair. I mean fine repair of inner hinges, book cover corners, head and tail caps. And that would be it. And we might go further, we might not.
No, I see exactly what you're saying. Yes, the hinge repair, the basic repair that a book person would see. Isn't there a video out like that now? I would not ask you to create something like that unless you
no,
really.
no, I want to create it.
Oh, okay, that's
I'm
another
not,
story.
I'm not, I'm not, I'm not the world's best. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's what I do. 1 month from today, I retire,
Ah,
but I'll keep teaching. But so yeah, I know I'm younger than I look, but but, but my point is this.
I'm older than I look. What am I supposed to say?
Yeah, great. But we all have seen, and you guys have seen it more. I walked into Seller's Bookshop in Philadelphia about 25, 26 years ago, and I said, "Do you have any nice old rare books that need restoration you're not going to be doing? You're not going to invest?" He brought me out a first edition of Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Mm.
Rubber band around it. Original spines were there, but they were all loose, tucked inside. Okay, I bought it for $200. I sold it 3 weeks later for $2,800.
Hmm.
Okay, so here's the thing. We can sort of go, that's a little more advanced than where I was going to go with that. But I'm sure you guys have seen, whether it's in Darkest Africa, whether it's whatever the title is, maybe it's just got that broken hinge
Hmm.
and banged up corners. And I know you guys have seen where maybe those were repaired rather not so well. But it could have been quite invisible if they knew what they were doing. So your point's well taken. I would love to make a video like that. Beyond that, and then I'll shut up, is because sometimes I get a little wordy. So,
We all do.
on my website, restoringbooks.com, you can do a 4 hour, a 6 hour, an 8 hour course. And you know what? If you email me and say, all I really need is a 2 hour course or an hour course on how to really nicely repair corners on a cloth binding or a leather binding, I'll sign you up. I often teach until 10 p.m. my time. And if I won the lottery, I would do this for free because I love what I do. And Max, you said you're an educator, and I taught Amish parochial school when I was Amish. And then I taught English in Flushing, Queens, New York. And it's like, I love to teach. I love to see the light bulbs go on. I'll be quiet. Sorry.
Well, Mike,
No, don't worry about that.
Michael,
Max,
let me,
do you think there's a need? Do you think there's people that are potential students just out of
well,
curiosity?
you'll like that. You'll like this, both of you. I have a YouTube channel called Paper Gold Podcast.
Paper what?
Paper Gold Podcast.
Paper gold.
And one of my channels that gets the most looks, the most views, is a gentleman from Thorn Books in Tucson, Arizona.
Sounds familiar.
And he made a 4 hour video for me on how to make a clamshell case.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So Michael, I invite you if you want. We will work together. We will get you a video made. All you have to do is get the cameras ready, spend your time and do your narration, and we will post it on our YouTube channel, and we will post it next to the making of a clamshell case. And so now we have both ends of it.
Max is my new best friend.
Yeah, look, it's a mutual admiration society.
Yeah.
We all need to network. I mean, you never know where a good idea comes from and, how it could be modified and so on.
Can you guys see my workbench right here?
I can.
Okay. This is a 1561 first snow of Canterbury Tales.
Wow.
And I'm grafting in a new title page. Now, that is something obviously outside of a beginner.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm thinking, and God bless you, Max, that's an amazing offer.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you up on that. I'm going to want your guidance, though, on what you think, about what I produce. I'll record it here at my workbench.
Mm-hmm.
And you let me know if something needs changed. I'll just record it again.
We have a video editor for you. It's easy.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, well. That's awesome.
Max is amazing. It's just, what he's told me goes on with the computers there. Like, I just got to interject this. I know it's probably 25 years old by now, but to me, it's very impressive. By the time the third bidder bids in an auction, in one of his auctions, the first bidder already has the bill and the labels been printed. Can I get some wood for smoke signals for later tonight if it doesn't rain?
Yeah, we'll work
Amazing.
together on that, Michael. We'll get a video made, and I'll tell you what, Michael, even you repairing that first page of the Canterbury would make a great video.
Absolutely.
People would love to see a video just on repairing one page
Well,
in the Canterbury Tales.
this is for a library in California, and they sent me the artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Although the unfortunate thing is the artwork they sent was a black and white of the 1565.
Okay,
And this is 1561.
sure.
But they said the artwork is, well, and it is. I've looked it over. The artwork's about the same. And yeah, why not? Because, one of the lovely things about Zoom is you can record yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But I am technology illiterate when it comes to a lot of this stuff. So I would just send it to you, see what you think, and you can work out whatever is.
We will set you up, Michael. We'll set you up. We will get it to a video editor. They will chop it up, put a title on it, put it on YouTube for you, and you will have the privilege to be able to answer questions from the global audience asking questions.
You're amazing, Max.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're amazing. This is something I could
Yeah, he is.
I could never do this. I don't know how. I just don't. I guess in a way, I wear a black hat still. I have a little bit of a beard. I used to have a much bigger black hat, but it's something where, and as far as cost, yeah, but we could charge a little something for it, but I want to make it accessible to people.
Sure.
I'm not looking to make, my book, thank God, my hand to God, thanks a lot. There's now over 170 reservations for my book. And it's like, I never dreamed there'd be that.
You have a global audience.
Well, you know what? I think it's really even more the title than it is me personally. People want to learn.
Yes, they do.
And they're not getting the education they want or they need, hither or thither or whatever. But my teacher was Bernard Middleton. I'm sure you know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Bernard one time, I said, Bernard, if anybody, that's back when I was making videos and they were VHS tape, book restoration for beginners, 85 minutes. And I said, Bernard, do you realize how helpful it would be if you made videos? I mean, he was born in 1924. And he said, well, yes, I know, but there's, I won't say her name, but a student of his and you, and I don't want to just go out and broadcast it. Well, he was a very humble person. And, but, for me, it's like, I want to broadcast it, not for my pocketbook, for that, yes, but not only for that. And first and foremost, to get the right information out there where I can teach people to blend restoration and conservation together. And that's I'll be quiet. Sorry. Yeah.
No, Michael, stop. You don't have to say that. We're moving along beautifully. We're all talkers. If we weren't talkers, we wouldn't be sitting in the chairs that we're in. Don't worry about that. Max, Max, I was going to ask you, do you have anything on a schedule coming up in the next, we're not going to be on again for another 3 weeks. Is there anything in your schedule that is coming up that we want to know about?
There will be a video posted on my YouTube channel probably on Wednesday or Thursday. I have a pallet of books coming in from California, Northern California. And in that pallet is a collection. You're going to love this, Steve, is a collection of 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s small press poetry that was mainly published out of California area. So, and
Whoa.
we do have a lot of Bukowski in there, and
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of the beat poets' early works.
I'm going to tell you that's beautiful stuff. And I'm not telling you anything you don't know. We're talking about this for the audience. Understand that. Especially what is the Black Sparrow
Yeah,
Press and all that stuff. You really got to read the colophones in the back of those because some of them are just unbelievable. Deluxe limited, number 1 through 5.
right,
They might look the same, but the Black Sparrow Press and those beat
right.
presses, just amazing
Well,
stuff.
all of that 1970s and 80s small California publishers publishing in
Fun.
editions of 250. We have a collection. We have someone's lifelong collection coming in on a pallet from California.
How many volumes?
We don't. I told them I didn't want to know because I wanted to open it up and be surprised. So
Oh man, one day I got to come up and
yeah,
just watch you for a
yeah.
day. I'm curious to see what it does. I remember going to Faith Farms long before you were there, Max.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, there's somebody that is in the group that used to. Something's happening. Oh, we got to hit a break. My bad.
Mix of art and collectibles they do not own, then the values of the books in their home library shelves. Now, here's Steve the Bookman Eisenstein.
Welcome back, book lovers. We are having a very engaging conversation with Max Roback and Michael Chrisman. As you know, Max is going to be on every second Saturday of the month, and we're talking to Michael about doing some kind of feature programming too down the road. We're in our last segment, guys, so I'm just going to kind of leave it to both of you. Michael, I'm going to start with you. Tell us how people can reach you, some of the courses for those who are just joining us, and if you have any future projects coming up. And then after that, Max, same kind of thing. And we'll kind of, if anybody has a topic besides those they want to bring up at this time, go for it. Open it. And if anybody wants to call in, 888-575-4394. That's 888-575-4394.
Yeah,
Take it away, Michael.
yeah, sure. So restoringbooks.com is my website. You can contact me through email at michael@restoringbooks.com. And, as far as the courses, it's really kind of, well, I'm not going to say it's ad hoc because I have a number of students that have been with me. One in Kansas has been with me for 3 years, but on my website there is a price for the 4 hour, the 6 hour, and the 8 hour. And it depends on where they want to go, and they want to get their feet wet, then maybe they'll do a 4 hour. But if somebody has like an immediate need that they need to learn one specific thing, email me. And if it's only an hour to get a little bit of interaction going on under my workbench here, and I can raise or lower the boom however we need to, as far as that goes. But I'm actually a man of faith, and I believe in giving people what they need, what they want. So it's like I'm not digging for whatever all the hours I can get. I'm old enough now that all I'm trying to do is share what I know.
Michael, you got thousands of people that follow you. As a matter of fact, I think I remember one time when you had to start dumping people because is that still true? 5,000 is the limit for Facebook friends?
It is. And, a lot of them, it runs the gamut of paper marblers, paper makers, book repair, book restoration, conservators, libraries, etc. And I actually have started a kind of a private low key thing with Facebook to increase the amount of followers and friends that we can have on Facebook. Right now, the limit's 5,000. That's what I've got. And sometimes, Well, often when I get a Facebook request, I look and see who it is. I'm like, oh God, yes, I want them as a friend.
Yeah.
And it's like I go to my friends list, and it's like playing Russian roulette at a casino. I just like spam up.
I haven't gotten there yet, but I know I'm halfway there.
I
I've been
hate, I hate unfriending anybody that wants to follow me. And
Yeah, I know the feeling. I haven't gotten it yet, but I can associate with that.
I told Facebook corporate this. I said, yeah, it's not right. I won't go on that gamut, but
Oh, Michael, you could also have a beginner's Facebook page and an advanced Facebook page.
True, that's a good idea, Max.
that is true.
Everybody who's in 2 years and under goes to one page. Everyone 2 years and older goes to your advanced page.
I didn't know you could.
Wow.
I didn't know you could do that.
Well, you'd have to set up a page under another name and then collect another 5,000 names. But Max, is that kosher under the second name?
Yeah, as long as you have a different name, you can do whatever you want. They just don't want
Oh,
it all
yeah.
going into one. That's all. It's
Well,
just,
you know something, Michael, that should be very easy.
Well,
Make a designation of, one group is the more advanced, and you don't have to change much in the name.
you're saying I would have to change from Michael L. Chrisman to Michael L. Chrisman.
No, I would leave it at Michael L. Chrisman and add something, either prefix or suffix it with advanced. Again, this is something you got to sit down and really get creative with because you want a soundbite. But you have a group of advanced and you have a group of beginners.
Yeah.
You find a way to create another name for the beginner group, and
So,
or
you,
the
you guys know that Zoom. I mean, I pay. I don't know whatever plan I have. I can have up to 500 attendees, but
Mhm.
but I do that I do the Zoom cloud, and after each class, I get that Zoom cloud recording for that.
Mhm.
Then I email them that, and there's an AI summary, and then there is a verbatim under the details that they can see everything we did.
Hmm.
Uh, so with
Let me switch this out for a minute, Mike. Michael. We're running a little out of
oh,
time.
go for Max. Yeah, go for
No,
Max.
yeah. The bottom line is I think if anything, you really got a great idea how you can expand your friends here. Nobody thought of that. Thank you for bringing it in, Max.
Thank you.
Thank you. Um, Max, what's going on with you? How can people reach you? Kind of a summation or anything new?
Yeah, I did put my phone number in the chat under my name here so people can reach me very easily. But based on this wonderful conversation today, I want people to be on the lookout for the JG Bookbinder video where we're going to do a book binding on the YouTube channel. So be on the lookout for that. As far as this is a great match, Michael and I are both educators. We're both teachers. And one of the great things that I really, truly deal with every day is my Patreon group called Paper Gold, an ongoing book hunters conversation. We have 134 members in that group worldwide. And
Say hello to your friend behind you. I forgot his name.
That's Shane Sallow. He's pulling books from the shelves. And Paper Gold is a great way to learn how to sell books, make a part-time living or a full-time living. And that's one of the things that I spend a lot of time on every day is building that group and that audience and teaching people how to do what I do.
Absolutely.
Sure.
It just sounds so amazing what you're doing, Max. It's just amazing.
It's nonstop though. It doesn't stop.
Yeah, I'm sure about that. But you love it, and that makes it easy.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay you a very deep compliment here, Max. When the AB Bookman's Weekly wrote its story about book dealers in South Florida, they described 5 or 6 stores in the area, including myself. I was the first person interviewed, so I had the opening of the article, and it was one of the biggest compliments I think I was ever paid professionally by Jake Chernowski. Steve Eisenstein, and not in a negative way, Steve Eisenstein is one of the most aggressive book dealers in the Florida area. Max, You. Yeah. If the story were written today, I'll tell you, I'd be sitting at the dais with you, but I think you would get the award, man. What you
Well,
have done impresses the shit out of me, and I cannot compliment you enough.
well, I thank you for that, but I am not who I am today without watching my mother and father build their business and start something from nothing and building it into the company that they did. And then along the way, I had
What did they do, Max? This is a fir-
they ran an air conditioning and heating business in South Florida. Started about 1973, 1974. And they built it from nothing but an answering machine and a dream. And I watched what hard work looked like. I watched what hard work was. I saw the dedication. And so without them, I could not be who I am today. And then along the way, of course, you know, Steve, having the true honor of working under Robert Hittle for a decade was the greatest education a bookseller, a young bookseller like myself could have had. And so I was blessed along the way to be able to learn from the greatest.
Yeah, and it's obvious what you're doing. My hat is off to both of you guys. You just really doing phenomenal things within your niche within the book world, and it's just going to grow. Max, you got youth on your side. I mean,
Some days.
yeah, some days, yeah, I know the feeling. In another month or two, it's either going to get much better or much worse, but I'm willing to deal with whatever it is. I love the business. It's a hobby that grew into a business. I met my wife in an estate sale. I've been able to be an entertainment director and host book fairs at hotels as part of my job. So, the three of us have one thing very much in common, and that's that we've capitalized on our hobbies for our living. And, you're a happier person. I don't think either one of us are driving Lamborghinis, but, that's not to say that you can't win the lottery. Just won't happen from the book business.
Hey, Steve, I might be driving a buggy again soon. I don't know.
You frozen, Max, or just sitting there?
No, I'm right
Oh
here.
no, it looked like everything froze for a second. I want to thank you guys. We got about 3 minutes left in the show. So, Michael, before we say goodbye to you, one more time, how can people reach you?
It is www.restoringbooks.com. And if you want to email me, it's michael@restoringbooks.com.
And Max, same thing, one more time.
Real easy. I put my phone number in here, 561-659-4432, or just get me through Instagram or Facebook or wherever there's social media, there's something about me or Common Ground finds paper gold.
And if you're looking for places to go book hunting or thrift shopping, Faith Farms all over Florida has phenomenal hunting locations. Although don't expect to find too many sleepers with Max because that's the way it should be.
Hey,
The
Max,
charity should benefit. Go ahead,
Yes,
Michael.
Michael.
I'm sorry. So, Max, make sure you send me your address.
I'm gonna get you today when I get home.
Do all that because
Yep.
I'm gonna send you a free jar of my Amish recipe leather conditioner.
Oh, you know what?
Can you put it on toast?
I'm gonna get you some business too. I'm gonna get you some business, Michael, because I have lots of people in my book group who would love to have that. So yes, we'll connect later on today.
I'll send you 2 jars then. And I formulated this when I was Amish. And,
Matter of fact, Michael, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna connect later on today. We are gonna pick a day for you to come on to my group on a Thursday night and talk about what you do to my group, Paper Gold.
oh, I'd love to.
I'd love to join you too one day. That's for sure.
You're
All
amazing.
right, guys, I want to say thank you. We are somewhere about 1 minute and 15 seconds away from getting cut off.
Okay.
Gentlemen, thank you both. Max Ruback, Michael Chrisman, you guys are like assets to our trade and field. And, I remember there were times in my life where people wanted to perform second religious operations on me for sharing the trade secrets, but it's not like that anymore, thank
secrets.
God.
Thank
If Roy Rogers, go ahead.
Just thank you.
Thank you. If Roy Rogers and Dale Evans were book dealers, Nellie Bell would be a bookmobile, and right now we'd be singing happy book sales.